I'm sitting next to one of my caterpillar tunnels in one of our high rotation plots, and there's two caterpillar tunnels side by side in this plot. And this is a new type of modular season extension that we've set up this year. I have set up caterpillar tunnels in the past, but not in this context where they're up and down really quickly and they're only there temporarily. So traditionally we had been using low tunnels on this site, and irrigating in the spring was always kind of a hassle because we couldn't really set up an irrigation system for the low tunnels unless that site had drip. And so if that site had drip, then it was easy enough. But most of our high rotation plots don't have drip just because we're turning these beds over so often that we don't want to have drip on the ground because we'd have to move it each time we turn the beds over. So it creates a little bit of a problem. But we've set up this modular irrigation system in these tunnels, which is fantastic. Mark did this in just a couple of hours. We already had all the materials for these because I'd used these they're called micro sprinklers. I've used them on previous systems before, and so we had the stuff. There's probably less than $100 of materials to do all this, and so it's running right now, irrigating all 5 beds in each tunnel. So very happy with this. And you know, when we were doing the low tunnels, it was a hassle to irrigate because we have to go open up the tunnels, hand water, or run the sprinklers and cover them back up. Whereas now we've got this on timers. There's no work. This waters no matter whether I'm here or not, and because the rain doesn't affect what's under here, we've just got this on every 2 days. This is watering for about half an hour right now. So 2 zones, really simple. Let me show you how it works. So above, you know, so these greenhouses don't even have a traditional ridge pole, they just have a strapping. And so what we've done is we've run a 3/4 inch poly line along the top, and we've zap strapped it in on each bow on the greenhouse. And then we've got a line, it's sort of like a riser you poke in, and then it hangs down. The reason this is looped around and has a zap strap on it as well, so we could adjust the height to figure out what the correct distance from the ground to get even coverage was. And we've got them every 5 feet along the greenhouse, so there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in this 10 in this 50-foot tunnel. So that's fantastic. The components on here are a micro sprinkler, so that just spins around. And then we've got, this is called an anti-drip valve, and this basically stops the water from dripping out once the water turns off. That way you don't have water continuously dripping for hours, which makes a mess. And then you've got this little thing which is just a weight basically, and it just keeps that so that it hangs down straight and gives you a proper spin. So the great thing about this system is that all we had to do was tie in to what was already here. And so we already had pre-existing lines on the ground going to the various different impact heads on the overhead system here. And so we just tapped into that and then tied in to our top line, and we're pretty much good to go. So I'll show you the timers on this as well. But if you're curious about other irrigation systems I've done many videos on them, and in my book I actually detail all the materials and I price everything out as well. So those are in my book, but I'll leave the links to my other irrigation videos up here. You can check those out. So let's check out the timer and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So this system at this house is a 6-zone system. We've got 5 zones for impact heads, and then we've got 1 zone for some short beds over there that are run on drip. So all we had to do was tie in to just 2 of the zones that are already there. And then we set the timers and we're good to go. There's no pressure reducer on the system. We're just going straight from the pressure from the tap. And it's really that simple. So that is our irrigation system on our caterpillar tunnels for the greenhouses that don't have drip irrigation. Hope you guys have found that helpful. If you want to see more stuff like this, please hit the subscribe button right now. Like the videos, share them, get the information out there. We'll talk to you guys later.